Germany's economy saw significant improvement during Adolf Hitler's regime due to a combination of policies and factors implemented by the Nazi government. Here's a detailed look at why this improvement occurred. Economic and infrastructure policies, public works programs. The Nazi regime invested heavily in public works projects, most notably the construction of the Autobahn or highways. These projects provided jobs, stimulated economic activity, and improved infrastructure. A significant part of the economic recovery was driven by the rearmament program. The Nazi government invested in the military and defense industries, which spurred industrial production and created jobs. The Nazi government exerted strong control over the economy. This included directing resources to key industries, controlling prices and wages, and setting production targets, which helped stabilize and boost economic activity. Labor policies and employment reduction of unemployment. One of the most visible signs of economic improvement was the sharp reduction in unemployment. By creating jobs through public works and rearmament programs, the Nazi government dramatically reduced the unemployment rate from its peak in the early 1930s. Labor Service, the Reichsarbeitsdienst, or Reich Labor Service, was established to provide work for the unemployed, particularly for young men. This service helped reduce unemployment and also contributed to infrastructure projects. Economic autarky, self-sufficiency. The Nazis aimed to make Germany economically self-sufficient, or autarky. This involved increasing domestic production of goods and resources that were previously imported, which helped to reduce dependency on foreign trade and create jobs. Monetary policies. The government implemented policies that stimulated economic growth, including increasing state spending and investment. This helped to counteract the effects of the Great Depression and contributed to economic recovery. Social policies. The Nazi government introduced social welfare programs that aimed to improve the living standards of certain segments of the population. This included support for families and various subsidies, which contributed to economic stability. Propaganda and nationalism, national pride and unity. The regime's emphasis on nationalism and propaganda helped to foster a sense of unity and purpose among the German people. This social cohesion and collective effort were seen as contributing to economic improvement. Caveats and long-term consequences, short-term gains versus long-term stability. While the economic improvements under the Nazis were notable in the short term, they were largely based on unsustainable practices, including extensive military spending and exploitation of occupied territories. These practices created an unstable foundation for long-term economic stability. Ethical and human costs. The economic policies of the Nazi regime were accompanied by severe human costs, including widespread persecution, war crimes, and genocide. The apparent economic improvements cannot be separated from the regime's brutal and oppressive nature. In summary, Germany's economic improvement under Adolf Hitler was driven by aggressive public works, rearmament, state intervention, and social policies. However, these gains were achieved through methods that had severe ethical and long-term consequences.